Alright, so picking up where we left off, we have all our three different items here. We have cereal, which we're just going to put a C there to remind us, yogurt, which was $1.25, and we have eggs, which was 40 cents. And the question was asking, going back to our work here, the question was asking, will the savings on the cereal be more or less than $2? And they want you to explain how you know that. So your work would actually be a good way to explain it. So looking back at our work that we've set up so far, when I go to solve this problem, like we've talked about, our first step really is to look at all the different numbers we're working with. Because if we accidentally add certain numbers that don't work well together, it's going to make the problem a little bit trickier to solve. We can still get it correct, but it's going to be a little bit trickier, and we want to use the numbers that make the most sense. So when I look here right away, I'm kind of thinking back to actually my first problem with the find and list coupons that add up to $3. And we remember that yogurt and cereal added together to make exactly $2. And we know that because, again, in case we forgot here, we have 25 cents and 75 cents, and we knew that added together to make $1. So on my next line, actually maybe I'll do my errors here. We know it's going to make $1. And if that's $1 there, and we also have this other dollar that we need to include, we're adding that other dollar too. So far we've made a total of $2. And here's kind of the nice thing about this problem. We can see right now we have $1 plus $1, and we can't forget also that we've got these 40 cents here. And looking at this problem, plus 40 cents. It wants to know when we add these numbers up, pretty much are they going to be greater than or less than $2? And we can look at these numbers and see that we have $1 plus $1 is $2. $2 plus 40 cents is $2.40. So we know that is a larger number than $2. We know that is a greater number. Therefore, we would know that it's that our savings are greater than or more than or bigger than $2. So going back to our work here, will the savings on cereal, yogurt, and eggs be more or less than $2? They'll be more than $2 because when I added them together, it equaled $2.40, which is bigger than $2. That'd be a great way to explain that problem. This next one is kind of a, it says ongoing review in black because it's a review problem of one that we've worked on before. And for that problem, it says Adam's goal is to collect 500 signatures for a petition. He has collected 382 signatures so far. How many more signatures does he need to reach his goal? Going back to our work pad, we'll get this problem set up. Let me get a bigger eraser so this a bit quicker. Alright. One thing that we want to really start focusing on, especially as we go into our second quarter here, is when we're working on a word problem, having an equation to set up our work is really important because it helps you think about how you're going to solve the equation, how you're going to solve the problem, and it helps you think of ways you can show that, whether it's a number line or adding by place. It really guides you through the problem. So looking at number 4, we know Adam's goal is to collect 500 signatures for a petition. A petition is something that you kind of want to happen, and the more people that sign it, it kind of makes it more convincing for people to want to listen to your idea. So, anyways, he has collected 382 signatures so far, and again, his goal is to get up to 500. So we're trying to figure out how many more signatures does he need to reach his goal. So on my work pad here, we know that we can kind of look at this on a number line for a second. We know that Adam wants to collect 500 signatures. So let me put that over at the end. That's kind of like our end goal. His end goal is to get to 500. But so far, he's only at 382 signatures. Which actually isn't too far from 500 because 382 is almost at 400, so he's not far away. And he wants to know how many more signatures does he need? If he's at 382, how many more signatures does he need to get all the way up to 500? I can see an equation right here, right away. We're at 382. It's kind of like our starting number. And we're trying to, I can tell I'm going to be going up to 500. In other words, I'm going to be adding, so my number will go up. So what we're trying to figure out is if I'm at 382 signatures, how many more do I have to add to get up to or to equal 500 signatures in all? Couple things you can do right away. Some people might add 100 right away. That's a great strategy. There's a few other ways to do this. Let me show you one. When we've been thinking about our landmark numbers lately, 382, I know I'm in the 80s, so I'm getting up to almost collecting another 100, which would bump my 300s up to 400. Since I know I'm close to 400, let me see if there's some way I can get up to 400. Knowing that I have 82, the question I'm going to ask myself is how many more do I have to add to get that 82 up to 100? Because if I can do 82 plus something equals 100, once I've made that 100, I can add it to my 300s, and altogether I'd have 400, and that's a super easy number to work with since I'm trying to get up to 500. So knowing I'm at 82, we've played close to 100, and we've talked about this year in our past couple lessons, especially if you guys remember 2 days ago, we did our warm-up where we were trying to get to the number 163. And what we did is we made a hundreds combination first, which is what we're doing right now. And then we added our 63 at the end. So I'm at 82. I know my trick is to try to get up into the 90s. When I'm wanting to get to 100, my trick is to get up to the 90s first. Using my 10 spot. So with my 10 spot, I'm going to go ahead and add 10. But I'm not going to write the number 10. I'm just going to put 1 in the 10 spot because it means the same thing. And I know that 80 plus 10 is 90. And then I've got 2 here. Well, if I'm at 90 already from my 80 plus my 10, and I've got 2 1s, what I'm going to ask myself is what can I put in this space, in my 1 space, to add to the 2 to make 10? Because if I can somehow make my 1s add together to make 10, and I've already got 90 here, 90 plus 10 is 100. Knowing my 10s combinations from 2nd grade, 2 plus 8 would give me 10. So I've got 90, 80 plus 10 is 90, plus my 10 more is 100, and I can't forget my 300s that I have. So altogether, I now have 400. And the reason this is a good strategy, like I was saying, is that I can see now, okay, I'm at 400. My goal is to get up to 500. All I have to do now is jump 100. I know I wrote the 500 on the number line ahead of time. You don't have to do that. You can keep jumping just till you get up to 500 if you can remember that this is the number you're trying to get to. If it helps you to put it for now, that's fine. So 400 plus 100 put me at 500. Since I made it to 500, and I remember Adam had 382 signatures so far. If he got 18 more as well as 100 more, altogether this amount would put him up to the 500 signatures he was trying to get. So he had to add 100 more signatures to his collection as well as 18 more signatures. So if I had 100 plus 18, you can see that the 1 and the 8 and 18 will fall into the 2 zeros in the number 100. So that's going to make for the number 118. So Adam would need 118 more signatures to get up to 500 since he only has 382.